Oh, good, you're here. Let's do this. Today's video is all about the symptoms that one may or may not encounter when they have an acoustic neuroma tumor growing in their head, just like I did. If you're new here, don't run, don't be scared. Thanks for clicking. If you're returning, or even one of my subscribers, my God, have I told you lately how gorgeous you are and how much I love you? No, like, seriously, I picked up some subscribers lately, and I don't know who you are, but I love you. So, right, today's video, we're going to talk about the symptoms one may have when they have an acoustic neuroma, otherwise known as a vestibular schwannoma tumor, growing in their head. Specifically, this tumor develops on the main nerve that sends data to the brain, the vestibular nerve. It's non-cancerous and slow-growing. It's important to note that the branches of this nerve directly affect your balance and hearing. So it explains some of the symptoms and things that occur because of this stupid tumor that I had. First, I want to go through the symptoms, and then I want to go through which of them I had, my personal experience with them, and mostly how I ignored a lot of them like a jackass. I got some excuses though. So, the most common symptoms that one may encounter include hearing loss. It's usually gradual and it usually occurs more pronounced on one side, and in some cases it is sudden. Poof, your hearing's gone. Also very common is a ringing in the ears, tinnitus. It's a word I hate to pronounce because it's similar in both German and English, and I always feel like I'm going to get it wrong. Some people will feel clumsy, unsteady, feel like they've just lost their balance a bit, or even have full-on vertigo where the world is spinning. Generally reporting dizziness can be quite common in people experiencing this tumor. Some people will have facial numbness. Some people will have headaches. Even difficulty swallowing or hoarse voice can be symptoms of this tumor growing back here in this general region. Here behind, kind of like tucked behind your ear. And what led me to ultimately go see a doctor was waking up with vertigo. Realizing little by little my feet weren't really doing what I wanted. Feeling kind of like I was hung over. That led to me going to the doctor, which led to the MRI, which led to them finding the tumor back here. Oh boy, but when they removed it from my head, that doctor said he thought that thing could have been in there for like 10 years. He said it was so big and it built itself around so many things. So this is where I sit and I think, like 10 years, what symptoms did I have? How did I ignore them? What sort of excuses can I make up for my behavior? Ringing in the ear, tinnitus? Had it. Check. Hearing loss? Gradual? Had it. Check. Clumsy, unsteadiness? Since I was born? Check. Vertigo, dizziness? That didn't happen until right up until they found this thing. This huge thing in there. And they said, we need to get it out. Facial numbness? I'm not sure. Headaches? Always had headaches. The difficulty swallowing and hoarse voice? Maybe. But you see, I spent a lot of those years in a job that had me traveling around a lot. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of alcohol involved. When I have a lot of alcohol, I might smoke too much. There were a lot of weird sleeping situations involved. Just saying, there were things that may have gotten in the way of me clearly seeing the signs that said, Armstrong, go to a doctor. Like, imagine, I'm just saying, if you worked at a place, right, where they had lots of cheeseburgers, and your coworkers, even your customers, were like, here, I got this cheeseburger for you. And at the end of every night, you lived in like a communal situation where everybody had cheeseburgers together. It's just cheeseburgers, just so accessible. You're gonna have cheeseburgers if you're in that situation, and there's a chance that you might get fat. In case you're not good at metaphors, cheeseburgers are beer. I was drinking a bit on that job. So what I'm getting at is the whole thing with like a lot of the big symptoms being dizziness, feeling off balance. It's embarrassing to say, but a lot of it I think I just assumed was normal and what I deserved from the way I was living at the time. Always on the go, living out of a bag, and ingesting too much alcohol. Which, by the way, I don't do anymore. It's amazing. Once you feel drunk all the time, you don't really want to drink that much. But even like the hearing loss, the tinnitus, like even when I went to the doctor for that, they were like, yeah, you got tinnitus. You got a ringing in your ear. And I kind of thought, like, I deserve this. Because I was the jackass that had the opportunity to, like, be right next to that music, right next to that amp. And I was the jackass that didn't put earplugs in all the damn time. So when I had hearing loss and ringing in the ear and tinnitus, I just thought, of course, I love music when it's loud enough to feel it in my soul, and apparently destroy my hearing. Difficulty swallowing, hoarse voice. Like, I want to say no, but again, if I go back to that period in my life where I was drinking a decent amount, let me tell you something about Armstrong. When she drank, she chain smoked. Also, again, with the job, I was a bit of a loudmouth, doing lots of yelling. Had to, over loud customers, so of course I had difficulty swallowing, like sore throat, hoarse voice. Have you heard my voice? I have a horrible voice, but I've always had this. This is not because of the tumor. Lessons learned here. A lot of these symptoms can be shoved to the side, ignored, and thought of as caused by other things like diet and stress. We should go to doctors because they're there to help us. At least that's what my therapist says. See, I think through the years, I encountered symptoms. I even had a period where I had a few auditory hallucinations. Like, I heard stuff that wasn't there. Not like a schizophrenic person might, like not like a voice, but I heard like, so weird, like, you know when you go into a crowded room, that kind of weird hum of everybody's voice talking where you can't make out clear what they're saying, but there's this, that and music. But again, I wrote it off the stress and the weird situations I was in, and so what we've learned is we've got to go to doctors no matter how much we don't like to, because they're there to help us. And I hope very soon I can give you an update about that, because I'm still on a waiting list, waiting to hear from the university clinic here in regards to getting to the root of why I still have vertigo since my tumor's been removed 2 years ago, and looking at ways to fix me, as well as I should have some rehabilitation coming up. I hope to have more information on both of these things in the coming weeks. I plan on taking you guys with me, and I will give updates from these clinics and over all of the things that I go into, as well as, research. I'm doing a lot of research right now, just trying to understand this myself, because I desperately just want to feel better. But any video I make in regards to this tumor and my updates in regards to it will go into that public playlist on my site so anybody can access it, because after all, that was the reason I started doing this. And I thank a few of you that have reached out to me. This tumor hits only 1 in 100,000 people in a year, and it's really annoying how it affects each person differently. So even if you do have the chance of meeting someone else that goes through it, there's a chance that your symptoms, side effects, everything, the whole way you experience it could be different. So I'll update you all with my side as I have it. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate it if you click like. If you click subscribe, well, I'm just going to start telling people we're best friends. Take care of yourself.